I just finished the preliminary exterior inspection of the vehicle. Did a walk around, check for blemishes. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some paint meter readings, and this way I'm going to run a video so you can see how it presents itself. I'm standing about, I'd say maybe about 7-8 feet away, and so yeah, it looks fantastic. And I can see the little blemishes on the bumper, but that's about the extent of it so far. Moving in, I did notice that on the hood, the gap is really tight here on the right leading edge towards the grill versus the left side. So I'll be checking underneath as well. But these paint meter readings, this meter reads in the thousandths of an inch. So let's see here. There was a reading for 19.7. I think I captured that. If we get that reading, that's an indication of body filler, that the panel's been repainted. Body filler is underneath there, and so on and so forth. So that's not the reading here. Let's go now. So 6.5, 5, 6.5, 7, 6, 5.5. I have my sunglasses on right now, so it's kind of difficult to see the screen. 4.5 and 5.5. All right, so we'll check the other panels. When I run my hand across the finish, it feels smooth, not bad. So that's a good sign right there. I look at the lenses here. I always check for cloudiness. That seems to be an issue with these newer style vehicles, but that looks pretty good. Again, I think I already mentioned the scuff there on the right bumper. Looks like this vehicle was towed by an RV, so it still has the brackets on there. Left front bumper, just on the corner here, just a little scuff there as well. Here you can see the gap difference versus the right side. Also, I looked at the windshield, didn't see any obvious scratches, chips, or did I say cracks? If not, none of those. All right, so a quick look at the windshield. Right, I've already captured a still photo of the VIN number, and here's a view of the dash as well. This is what's exposed to the sun most of the time, and so you'll see some cracks. So I always like to check that. And then here's the roof line. Let me check the operation of the sunroof. I already grabbed the rack here, and it's nice and sturdy. Sometimes they're loose. They forget about them, so that looks good. All right, let's get some paint meter readings on the left front door, left front fender. 5.5, 5.5, 4.5. A nice rock solid reading. I think it's getting late, or I'm suffering from sun exposure. It's about 100 degrees out. All right, left front wheel. Just a little bit of curb rash here. The tire itself, I don't see any chunks of rubber missing, and it's a 245/70/16, and I checked the DOT number. Looks like 2016. So it's fairly new tire. I always like to get a shot of the wheel well area as well. Sometimes you can see some hidden damage in here, so it's something I don't want to ignore. Moving back out, and then let's see if we can capture the brake pad. Can't get my phone in there. Let's see here, try to get a corner shot. Oh, here we go. So we'll let the camera focus here. All right, so let's try that again. All right, so hopefully that comes out. I'll have to review the video. Also, I like to look at the side panels. Working my way up or down, it doesn't really matter as long as I look at them. And what I'm checking for there are any waviness, dings, or dents. The minor ones, the ones that you typically don't see head on. And there was a ding on the left front door. I have to see if I can find it again, but I did take a still photo of it. Looking at the outside mirror, that's nice and firm. Okay, good. And let's get some readings again. Left front door, 5, 7. Oh, can't read that. Okay, 6.5, 6.5. Good. These are great readings. 6 and 5. Also open up the gas filler area just to check for anything. I smelled the gas too. Didn't smell too bad. Left rear wheel, again, looks pretty good. Didn't see any damage on the sidewall. And let's see if we can get a shot of the brake pad. All right, we'll see how that comes out. And a quick look at the wheel well area. I'll be taking photos underneath as well. So, but this is just from the top side view. And then one last side view shot, starting down and then working my way up. All right. Here looking at the left rear bumper. Looks pretty straightforward. Lenses are nice and tight. Glass, I don't see any blemishes in there or cracks. Here's a view of the roof. All right. Let's see, a couple little dings right there. I didn't see that earlier. This is why I like to make a couple passes on the car, because sometimes there's some dents or dings that I don't pick up right away, but if the lighting changes or the angle is a little different, then I see them. Okay, let's get the back here. 6. You can see some indentation here and one here as well. 7. I'll need to check the operation of the windshield wiper. The blade feels good so far, but we'll see how it works actually. All right, and then it's got the tow hitch package, which is great. Okay, right rear bumper. This it's been pushed in right here. It's creased. You can see the cracks. The lens has been damaged as well here. Looks like it was more like a side swipe and not a full-blown impact. Okay, just a quick view here of the side panels. All right, glass looks like it's in good shape as well. Right rear tire, don't see any obvious damage to the tires themselves. Maybe a little bit of curb rash. Let's dial in a little bit and see if we can get the brake pad. Sun's really bright, so I'm just having a tough time seeing the screen myself. But it'll show up when I upload it. All right, door gaps look pretty good. Let's get some more readings. 5.5. So I haven't seen any hidden damage yet. So 5.5. These are nice, solid readings. 7, 5.5 earlier. 6, 7.5 fender. 5, 5, 7. So those are great readings. Right front tire, Eagles. No obvious signs of curb rash. I didn't pay attention about the valve stem cap, but this one's missing. I'll review it later still, and I always point that stuff out in the reports. Here's a quick shot of the brake pad, if I'm getting it. All right, and then here's a view of the windshield from this angle here. And the antennas doesn't look like it's bent. Sometimes you see those tweaked from running them through the car wash. And here's another view of the roof. I'll kind of just walk back a little bit. This will be the best view that we'll be getting. And then one final push out view of the vehicle before I shut out this portion of the video. I've had the engine running for a couple of minutes now. What I like to do is, upon first startup, is look at the exhaust pipe. What I want to see there or don't want to see there is any type of smoke other than condensation very early in the morning. Typically what I would look for if it was a problem would be black, blue, gray, or white smoke. Each color each color means something significant, possibly. So as of right now, I don't see anything, so that's good, right? Just to give you an idea, if it was blue color smoke and it's a real light tint, that's an indication of internal engine wear, where the engine's getting tired, right? If it's black, that's a fuel issue where it's running too rich. Then if we get the whites, then we're looking at a blown head gasket. But go ahead and move on. Okay. I always like to look at the gauges as well, see where they're at. They're just above 500, maybe about 550, 600. Odometer's at 83,052, and the oil pressure is, I think, floating around 50 or so, or just under. And then I'll keep an eye on the temperature gauge to see if that climbs, and it is it's reflecting that of the engine temperature. And then I still have to come back in and check the engine operation. Having the hood open already, I've already noticed that the nuts here have been chipped or warped, so that may explain something may have happened here with the hood. Earlier, remember I pointed out the gap difference between the left and the right side. So it may be something as simple as an adjustment. If that bothers you, hopefully that'll correct it. If not, then it's something else. Okay, looking at the firewall, good. I try to take a really good look because I'm not looking for the obvious here. I'm looking deeper in the wiring behind because I'm looking for rodent damage. Rodents like to get in here, chew away at the wires. coolant hoses for whatever reason. So that could be an expensive fix if you ran across that problem. I did my best looking here in the channels with a light, and I didn't see any. I checked the engine oil, that was good and in good condition. The transmission fluid typically is a pink, unless Jeep has their own specific color, but that color looked off. So I'll reconfirm that when I actually sit at my desk. Looks like the battery was replaced in November of 16. I'll still need to do a battery test. And let me see if I can open up the radiator here without this thing blowing up in my face. Okay, so pressure's already building up. I can't do it now. But what I do is I check for bubbling. I can't do it because the pressure's already building up. But I did look for cross-contamination, oil in the water, and I didn't see any. Nor did, when I checked the engine oil, nor did I see coolant in the oil. So those are good signs. Engine belt, I got a good picture of that. Looks like it's in good shape. Also, I checked the pulleys to make sure that none of them are wobbling. They all look like they're pretty much dead on, right? And I moved the fan blade side to side. What I'm checking for there is any play with the water pump shaft. That checked out pretty good as well. Looking at the left side inner fender well, I checked the brake fluid. It's at the level that it needs to be, a little bit on the dark side. Ideally, it should be a tan color when it's maintained. But again, it's not sludge, so that's good. Didn't see any obvious signs of any oil leaks here on the top side. I'll still take a look underneath. I removed the power steering cap here. Reading was pretty good, and I actually pinched the hoses, and there's still some elasticity to them. When they're firm or they sound like have a crunchy sound, then those would need to be replaced, even though they're not leaking, but as a preventative measure. I also checked the inner front support area. Didn't see any signs of any obvious impact damage in the front as well, so pretty straightforward. Washer fluid, I think I saw something down there, but I'll be checking them to see if it works or not. And then I still need to take a look at the windshield wipers. Engine insulation, top or bottom end, looks like it's in good shape. For whatever reason, the light is disconnected, but I don't mess with that, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But it looks like it is in good shape. All right, and I don't hear any abnormal noises coming from the lower engine or the top end, so it's sounding pretty tight. I've already driven the vehicle a couple of miles already, so I just go through a quick operational. I already have it in a full or all-time four-wheel drive. I already tried the four-wheel drive low. That engaged without issue, nor did I hear any abnormal noises. I'm going about 30 miles an hour right now, and steering wheel, well, the road is crowning to the right, so it's veering, to the right a little bit. I've already checked the horn. That works. Windshield wipers work, front and rear, clean pretty good. Sun visors, light works fine. The sunroof without any issues there. Rear view mirrors, or the outside mirrors, windows, cruise control, lights, all checking out. Radio, AC is blowing cold right now. The heater worked, even the heated seats. I checked the emergency or the emergency tire, and the tools were there. The radio, I think, mentioned I worked. I don't test the cassette player because, well, I don't have a cassette. What else can I say? Coming to a stop here. Let's just do a quick little test. Step on the hands off the steering wheel, and it stops, no problems. When I go over bumps, I don't hear any clunks. What else? I do hear a rattle noise around 30-40 miles an hour. These roads are kind of rough anyways. And it's just it seems like an interior rattle, nothing mechanical like suspension or anything like that. What else can I share with you really quick? Cup holders, the seats all worked. Check the glove box, the outlet for the tow hitch is in there, and the owner's manual. I'll be returning back to the dealership here in a couple of minutes, and also I scanned the OBD for the diagnostics, and there were no faults for engines stored, nor is it, or it's actually emissions ready as well. I'm just gonna accelerate one more time here, and we'll stay quiet, and let's see if we can hear that rattle noise. Yeah, it's real faint right now. That's about 40 miles an hour. I think as the road gets a little rougher, the noise gets a little more obvious, but again, it just might be like a loose panel or something. I don't consider it a threat. And I checked all the lights as well. They all work. Reverse lights, brake lights, low beams, high beams, and the fog lights. One thing I should mention is on the steering wheel, somebody must have been really stressed out at the time who owned it, because the material is just loose right here. It's all nice and tight here, but this right here is where they really grip down on it. That's it.